Gathered up the field stones from the frozen mountain dirt, a heavy kind of lifting that will make a shoulder hurt. The rocks were all uneven and the edges sharp and gray, a bitter kind of puzzle at the closing of the day. I mixed the sand and water in the bottom of the trough and waited for the maker just to scrape the ruin off. Oh, spread the heavy mortar with the mason's iron trowel, build a holy shelter from the winter and the howl. The stones are all misshapen and they do not want to fit, but the builder knows exactly where the broken pieces sit. He binds them all together with a strong and holy grace. Hallelujah for the building of the sacred mountain place. I placed the heavy cornerstone upon the solid bed, remembering the mercy and the words the master said. He takes the broken gravel and the ruined bitter stone to build a holy temple so we'll never be alone. The dulcimer is echoing, the scraping of the blade, a melody of comfort in the heavy mountain shade. Oh, spread the heavy mortar with the mason's iron trowel, build a holy shelter from the winter and the howl. The stones are all misshapen and they do not want to fit, but the builder knows exactly where the broken pieces sit. He binds them all together with a strong and holy grace. Hallelujah for the building of the sacred mountain place. Scrape it smooth, lay it firm, stack the heavy stone. You cannot build a kingdom in the holler all alone. Holler all alone. Stack the heavy stone. Spread the heavy mortar with the mason's iron trowel, build a holy shelter from the winter and the howl. The stones are all misshapen and they do not want to fit, but the builder knows exactly where the broken pieces sit. He binds them all together with a strong and holy grace. Hallelujah for the building of the sacred mountain place. The mason's iron trowel, the sacred mountain place. The mason's iron trowel, the sacred mountain place. I pulled a piece of knotted cedar from the muddy river bend, a heavy and a broken branch that didn't have a friend. The bark was stripped and ruined by the rushing of the flood, covered up in river moss and heavy mountain mud. I took it to the master sitting on the cabin porch, waiting in the yellow light beside the heavy torch. Oh, scrape away the bitter bark with the whittler's holy knife, cut away the rotten wood to find the inner light. The blade is sharp and steady and the shavings fall away, shaping up an instrument to see the light of day. It's a painful kind of carving for a proud and stubborn soul. Hallelujah for the knife that makes the broken timber whole. I feel the iron digging deep into the twisted grain, a necessary sorrow and a holy kind of pain. He's sanding down the splinters of the fear and bitter doubt to let the hidden beauty of the heavy timber out. The dulcimer is playing out a sweet and quiet tune, while the sawdust scatters underneath the mountain moon. Oh, scrape away the bitter bark with the whittler's holy knife, cut away the rotten wood to find the inner light. The blade is sharp and steady and the shavings fall away, shaping up an instrument to see the light of day. It's a painful kind of carving for a proud and stubborn soul. Hallelujah for the knife that makes the broken timber whole. Whittle down the heavy pride, cut the bitter root, make the barren branch a place to bear the holy fruit. To bear the holy fruit, cut the bitter root, cut the bitter root, Oh, scrape away the bitter bark with the whittler's holy knife, cut away the rotten wood to find the inner life. The blade is sharp and steady and the shavings fall away, shaping up an instrument to see the light of day. It's a painful kind of carving for a proud and stubborn soul. Hallelujah for the knife that makes the broken timber whole. The whittler's knife makes the broken timber whole. Gathered up the windfalls from the frozen orchard grass, waiting for the bitter winds of winter time to pass. The skin was bruised and broken, and the flesh was turning brown, the heaviest of harvest. In the sleepy mountain town, I threw them in the wooden tub beneath the iron screw, and waited for the maker's hand to press them all anew. Oh, turn the heavy iron on the wooden apple press, squeeze away the sorrow and the bitter heaviness. The fruit is bruised and broken, and the skin has got to tear to bring the sweetest cider to the cold and winter air. There's pressure in the juice is flowing golden from the bottom of the wood down into the bucket where the weary sinner stood. He takes the broken pieces that the world has thrown away and makes a holy vintage for the great and final day. Dulcimer is ringing like the dropping of the sweet, a melody of mercy for the dusty, tired feet. Oh, turn the heavy iron on the wooden apple press, squeeze away the sorrow and the bitter heaviness. The fruit is bruised and broken, and the skin has got to tear to bring the sweetest cider to the cold and winter air. There's pressure in the valley, and the crushing takes a toll. Hallelujah for the pressing of the heavy burdened soul. Press it heavy, press it hard, let the cider run. Wait upon the glory of the rising morning sun. The rising morning sun. Let the cider run. Oh, turn the heavy iron on the wooden apple press, squeeze away the sorrow and the bitter heaviness. The fruit is bruised and broken, and the skin has got to tear to bring the sweetest cider to the cold and winter air. There's pressure in the valley, and the crushing takes a toll. Hallelujah for the pressing of the heavy burdened soul. The wooden apple press, the heavy burdened soul. I sheared the bitter briar from the ragged mountain sheep. I brought the tangled bundle from the valley dark and deep. The wool was stained with winter, and the birds were sharp and cruel. A heavy kind of harvest for a weary mountain fool. I laid it at the footstool of the master of the wheel, asking for a pattern that the broken heart could feel. Oh, throw the heavy shuttle across the ancient Blackwood Loom, weaving up the mercy in the shadow of the room. The threads are stained with sorrow and the pattern's hard to see, but the maker's spinning glory from the broken parts of me. The warp and weft are pulling tight beneath his holy hand. Hallelujah for the tapestry I'll one day understand. I pumped the wooden treadle till the muscles in my knee began to ache with carrying the weight of history. But every time the spindle spun, a darker thread would gleam, washed up in the waters of a holy mountain stream. The dulcimer is humming like the tension of the twine, a melody of resting in a sovereign sweet design. Oh, throw the heavy shuttle across the ancient Blackwood Loom, pulling tight beneath his holy hand. Hallelujah for the tapestry I'll one day understand. When the final knot is tied and the heavy work is done, I'll wrap it round my shoulders in the valley of the sun. The valley of the sun. The heavy work is done. Blackwood loom, weaving up the mercy in the shadow of the room. The threads are stained with sorrow and the pattern's hard to see, but the maker's spinning glory from the broken parts of me. The warp and weft are pulling tight beneath his holy hand. Hallelujah for the tapestry I'll one day understand. Dug a heavy cavern in the side of Miller's Hill, when the summer dirt was yielding and the evening air was still. I lined the walls with timber and I packed the earthen floor, and I hung a rusted hinge upon the heavy oaken door. I filled it up with harvest for the coming of the snow, a quiet kind of waiting that the mountain people know. Take me down into the shadow of the root cellar deep, where the treasures of the valley and the heavy mercies sleep. The winter wind is howling and the frost is on the pane, but the maker keeps a shelter from the bitter freezing rain. The surface might be barren and the heavy branches bare. Hallelujah for the bounty that is resting safely there. I took a glowing candle down the steep and narrow stair to fetch a jar of peaches in the cold and bitter air. The shells are standing steady in the darkness and the gloom, a promise of the springtime in the heavy earthen room. The dulcimer is humming like a seed beneath the snow, a melody of waking when the bitter tempest goes. Take me down into the shadow of the root cellar deep, where the treasures of the valley and the heavy mercies sleep. The winter wind is howling and the frost is on the pane, but the maker keeps a shelter from the bitter freezing rain. The surface might be barren and the heavy branches bare. Hallelujah for the bounty that is resting safely there. Lock the heavy door, let the cruel winter howl, hide away the harvest from the hungry mountain prowl. The hungry mountain prowl. Let the cruel The winter wind is howling and the frost is on the pane, but the Maker keeps a shelter from the bitter freezing rain. The surface might be barren and the heavy branches bare. Hallelujah for the bounty that is resting safely there. The root cellar deep, heavy mercy sleep.
Harvest moon is hanging heavy in the autumn sky. I brought my bundle to the barn and lay the sickle by.
I've gathered up the broken stalks and carried all the weight, and now I'm standing quietly beside the wooden gate.
There is a separation coming in the fading light,
to keep the golden harvest and to blow away the night.
Oh, take me to the threshing floor and separate the grain, wash away the bitter dust
with heavy mountain rain.
Let the wind of mercy
blow the empty chaff away
and leave the true and heavy seed
to see the light of day.
I am yielding to the breaking
and the beating of the stone,
for the master of the harvest
wants to gather in his own. The breeze is sweeping through the doors to carry off the dead, to leave the living promise for the baking of the bread.
It hurts to lose the outer shell I carried for so long,
But the nakedness is making me so beautiful and strong. The dulcimer is ringing with a sweet and joyful sound, for the scattered and the hidden ones are finally being found.
oh, take me to the threshing floor
And separate the grain, wash away the bitter dust with heavy mountain rain. Let the wind of mercy blow the empty chaff away and leave the true and heavy seed to see the light of day. I am yielding to the breaking and the beating of the stone, for the master of the harvest wants to gather in his own. Beat the sorrow from the joy and let the pure remain. I am trusting in the healing that is coming from the pain.
coming from the pain.
Coming from the pain.
Let the pure remain.
Oh, take me to the threshing floor and separate the grain,
Wash away the bitter dust
with heavy mountain rain.
Let the wind of mercy blow the empty chaff away
And leave the true and heavy seed to see the light of day. I am yielding to the breaking and gather in his own. Threshing floor,
gather in his own.
gather in his own. Carried all my broken pieces down to Miller's Draw, where the oldest heavy blacksmith that the holler ever saw was stoking up the embers till they burned a cherry red, with the soot and bitter ashes falling down upon his head. I laid my twisted iron on the surface of the stone and asked the maker if he'd fix the weary and the lone. Oh, strike the rusted anvil, let the heavy hammer fall. I'm listening for the echo of the high and holy call. The fire's gonna burn away the dross and bitter pride, with nowhere for the wickedness and heavy sin to hide. I'm yielding to the pressure and the ringing of the steel. Hallelujah for the shaping that the broken heart can feel. I heard the bellows groaning like a weary sinner's prayer, pulling down the mercy from the heavy mountain air. He pulled me from the furnace and he plunged me in the stream to wake my weary spirit from a dark and bitter dream. The dulcimer is singing through the heavy smoke and haze, a melody of turning from the dark and lonely ways. Oh, strike the rusted anvil, let the heavy hammer fall. I'm listening for the echo of the high and holy call. The fire's gonna burn away the dross and bitter pride, with nowhere for the wickedness and heavy sin to hide. I'm yielding to the pressure and the ringing of the steel. Hallelujah for the shaping that the broken heart can feel. Put me in the fire, lay me on the block, beat me till I'm resting on the solid mountain rock. The solid mountain rock. Lay me on the Oh, strike the rusted anvil, let the heavy hammer fall. I'm listening for the echo of the high and holy call. The fire's gonna burn away the dross and bitter pride, with nowhere for the wickedness and heavy sin to hide. I'm yielding to the pressure and the ringing of the steel. Hallelujah for the shaping that the broken heart can feel. The rusted anvil, the ringing of the steel. was packed and stubborn, and the weeds had taken hold. A story of rebellion that the mountain people told. I brought the heavy plowshare from the shadow of the barn to cut a holy furrow in the valley and farm. Oh, push the iron plowshare deep into the bitter ground. Turn the heavy soil where the wicked roots are found. The blade is sharp and steady, and it breaks the hardened crust to scatter holy mercy in the ashes and the dust. The field is full of boulders, and the labor takes a toll. Hallelujah for the breaking of the hard and stubborn soul. For a proud and weary fool, the rocks are grinding heavy, and the iron starts to sing a melody of waking for the coming of the spring. The dulcimer is echoing the turning of the side, making up a pathway for the heavy seed of God. Oh, push the iron plowshare deep into the bitter ground. Turn the heavy soil are found. The blade is sharp and steady, and it breaks the hardened crust to scatter holy mercy in the ashes and the dust. The field is full of boulders, and the labor takes a toll. Hallelujah for the breaking of the hard and stubborn soul. Drive the furrow deeper, cut the bitter tangled root. Plowshare deep into the bitter ground. Turn the heavy soil where the wicked roots are found. The blade is sharp and steady, and it breaks the hardened crust to scatter holy mercy in the ashes and the dust. The field is full of boulders, and the labor takes a toll. Hallelujah for the breaking of the hard and stubborn soul. I brought the cold and rusted iron to the blacksmith's open door. A bitter piece of metal lying on the dusty floor. The fire had gone to embers, and the forge was getting cold. A story of a stubborn heart that mountain people told. I laid it on the heavy block of solid beaten steel, and waited for the burning that the broken heart can feel. Oh, strike the heavy hammer on the solid iron anvil, break away the bitter dross and shape the heavy soul. Heat the iron, strike it true, plunge it in the cold. Make the brittle broken metal into something bold. Into something bold. Plunge it in the cold. Oh, strike the heavy hammer on the solid iron anvil. Break away the bitter dross and shape the stubborn will. The fire must burn hotter, and the metal has to bend to make a holy instrument. The master intends the sparks are flying upward, and the beating takes a toll. Hallelujah for the forging of the heart and heavy soul. The solid iron anvil, the heart and heavy soul. I gathered up the tatters of a worn and ruined dress, a pile of faded cotton in a heavy tangled mess. The winter wind was howling through the gaps along the floor, a bitter kind of freezing like I've never felt before. I laid the wooden frame across the center of the room and sorted out the pieces in the shadow and the gloom. Oh, stretch the heavy fabric on the wooden quilting frame, stitch together mercy and the sorrow and the shame. The needle's biting sharp and the thread is pulling tight, making up a covering for the bitter heavy night. The pieces all are broken, but the maker sees the whole. Hallelujah for the blanket that will warm the freezing soul. Yeah. The master brings a thimble and a spool of shining grace, taking every ragged edge and putting it in its place. He sews the patch of darkness right beside the patch of light, weaving up a story that is wholly pure and bright. The dulcimer is humming like the pulling of the thread, a melody of comfort for the weary sinner's bed. Oh, stretch the heavy fabric on the wooden quilting frame, stitch together mercy and the sorrow and the shame. The needle's biting sharp and the thread is pulling that will warm the freezing soul. The wooden quilting frame warm the freezing soul. Lightning strikes the crooked oak upon the hill. The bitter wind is blowing with an angry chill. I'm searching for a hollow where the shadows hide, a place where I can lay my heavy fear aside. I hear the mountain rumbling underneath my feet, but I am heading upward to the mercy seat. Oh, hide me in the cleft of the everlasting rock, a shelter for the shepherd and a haven for the flock. When the fury of the tempest and the raging waters roll, you are the solid anchor for my weary wandering soul. The world can fall to pieces, but I'm standing on the stone, held by the steady hands that claim me for his own. I see the morning breaking through the charcoal gray. The hand of grace is sweeping all the clouds away. The rain has left a diamond upon every pine, a testament of glory that is pure and fine. The dulcimer is ringing out a melody of cheer, for love has built a fortress that defeats the darkest fear. Oh, hide me in the cleft of the everlasting rock, a shelter for the shepherd and a haven for the flock. When the fury of the tempest and the raging waters roll, you are the solid anchor for my weary wandering soul. The world can fall to pieces, but I'm standing on the stone, held by the steady hands that claim me for his own. a heavy bucket full of river mud and clay, down where the muddy water washes all the banks away. The dirt was full of gravel and the roots were tangled deep, a bitter kind of harvest for a weary soul to keep. I brought it to the maker, sitting by the wooden wheel, waiting for the shaping that the broken heart can feel. Oh, spin the heavy circle, pour the water from the gore, press the weary edges by the finger of the Lord. The clay is stiff and stubborn, and it wants to break and bend, but the potter knows the vessel that he's making in the end. There's pressure in the center, and they're scraping on the side. Hallelujah for the mercy where the broken pieces hide. He pulls a hidden pebble from the center of the wall, a painful kind of gouging that could make the vessel fall. But he smooths it with the water, and he builds it up anew, making sure the hollow and the heavy sides are true. The dulcimer is singing like the turning of the stone, a melody of knowing that the clay is not its own. Oh, spin the heavy circle, pour the water from the gourd, press the weary edges by the finger of the Lord. The clay is stiff and stubborn, and it wants to break and bend, but the potter knows the vessel that he's making in the end. There's pressure in the center, and they're scraping on the side. Hallelujah for the mercy where the broken pieces hide. Spin it fast, tear it down, build it to the sky, bake it in the fire till the heavy earth is dry, till the heavy earth is dry. Build it to the sky. Oh, spin the heavy circle, pour the water from the gourd, press the weary edges by the finger of the Lord. The clay is stiff and stubborn, and it wants to break and bend, but the potter knows the vessel that he's making in the end. There's pressure in the center, and they're scraping on the side. Hallelujah for the mercy where the broken pieces hide. The riverbank clay where the broken pieces hide. Into the shadow of the deep and narrow holler, without a silver penny or a folded paper dollar. The night was closing heavy and the path was getting steep, a bitter kind of journey for a wandering soul to keep. I broke a heavy branch from off the dying twisted pine and waited for the maker's fire to make the darkness shine. Oh, light the pitch pine torch and hold it steady in the night. Drive away the bitter shadows with the holy burning light. The resin's catching fire and the smoke is rising high, a beacon of the mercy underneath the blackened sky. The wolves are staying back and all the wicked spirits flee. Hallelujah for the fire that the broken heart can see. The sap is dripping heavy and it burns a yellow flame, a testament of glory to the Master's holy name. The briars tear my clothing and the gravel cuts my feet, but the fire brings a comfort that is heavy, warm and sweet. The dulcimer is humming like the crackle of the wood, leading up to Zion where the holy city stood. Oh, like the pitch pine torch and hold it steady in the night. Drive away the bitter shadows with the holy burning light. The resin's catching fire and the smoke is rising high, a beacon of the mercy underneath the blackened sky. The wolves are staying back and all the wicked spirits flee. Hallelujah for the fire that the broken heart can see. Let it burn, let it blaze, let the holy embers fall. Walk the narrow pathway to the high and heavenly wall. The high and heavenly wall. Let the holy embers and hold it steady in the night. Drive away the bitter shadows with the holy burning light. The resin's catching fire and the smoke is rising high, a beacon of the mercy underneath the blackened sky. The wolves are staying back and all the wicked spirits flee. Hallelujah for the fire that the broken heart can see. Broken heart can see. I was walking through the laurel where the copperheads crawl, in the hollow of the mountain where the heavy shadows fall. My boots were caked in red clay and my heart was full of stone, the loneliest traveler that the ridge had ever known. Then I spied a little chapel made of stone and ancient pine, waiting for the sinner at the holy Timberline. Oh, swing wide the Hemlock Gate and let the light come pouring in to wash away the mountain mud and the bitter heavy sin. There's a fire in the heart and a seat beside the throne where the wandering mountain traveler is never quite alone. I'm laying down my burden by the rugged wooden door. Hallelujah, I won't have to wander through the shadows anymore. dulcimer ringing like a clearing mountain stream, waking up my spirit from a dark and dusty dream. I left my heavy rifle and I left my heavy pride and stepped into the mercy on the holy other side. The preacher spoke of water that would never ever dry, and a mansion built for paupers in the painted autumn sky. Oh, swing wide the Hemlock Gate and let the light come pouring in to wash away the mountain mud and the bitter heavy sin. There's a fire in the heart and a seat beside the throne, where the wandering mountain traveler is never quite alone. I'm laying down my burden by the rugged wooden door. Hallelujah, I won't have to wander through the shadows anymore. The gate is standing open and the master's calling loud. Come and find your shelter from the thunder and the cloud. The master's calling Oh, swing wide the Hemlock Gate, let the light come pouring in to wash away the mountain mud and the bitter heavy sin. There's a fire in the heart and a seat beside the throne, where the wandering mountain traveler is never quite alone. I'm laying down my burden by the rugged wooden door. Hallelujah, I won't have to wander through the shadows anymore. The Hemlock Gate, I won't wander anymore. I took the soiled garments down to the muddy riverside, where the water runs so bitter and there ain't no place to hide. The dirt was deeply woven in the fabric of the coat, a heavy kind of sorrow that a weary sinner wrote. I laid the heavy canvas on the ridges of the wood and waited for the cleansing where the weeping willow stood. Oh, roll up the heavy linen on the wooden washboard ridges, wash away the trouble underneath the broken bridges. The water's freezing heavy and the lie is biting deep to clean the weary garment that the wandering soul must keep. The scrubbing takes a season and the labor takes a toll. Hallelujah for the washing of the stained and heavy soul. The maker brings a soap made out of ashes and of fat, a harsh and bitter remedy exactly where I'm at. He plunges down the fabric in the icy rushing stream, waking up the spirit from a dark and dirty dream. The dulcimer is playing like the rushing of the creek, a melody of rescue for the weary and the weak. Oh, rub the heavy linen trouble underneath the broken bridges. The water's freezing heavy and the lie is biting deep to clean the weary garment that the wandering soul must keep. The scrubbing takes a season and the labor takes a toll. Hallelujah for the washing of the stained and heavy.